Hi guys, hi everyone. It's Sergey here, and I'm glad to see you on our YesPo YouTube channel. So, while everyone is joining the webinar, let me tell you a few words about our company, about YesPo Omnichannel CDP. So, we are basically an omnichannel customer data platform for large and medium-sized e-commerce businesses. With our CDP, companies can automatically collect and unify user data from the website, mobile app, offline and direct channels, and activate the data within the platform, specifically using it for segmentation and personalization of future campaigns. YesPo offers 9 channels for communication with the audience: email, web and mobile push, in-app, app inbox, widget, Viber, SMS, and Telegram bot. So today, our speaker, Dmitro Kudrenko, who is the CEO and co-founder at Stripo and YesPo itself, will talk about how exactly the role of email marketer has changed and what it takes to succeed in this role. So please feel free to ask questions in comments during the session. Dmitro, hi.
Yeah, hello. Nice
Thank you.
to be here with
Yeah.
you.
It's a pleasure to have you here. And actually, I know that your presentation is quite interesting, and especially for me, it was a little bit complicated to understand. But still, I think our visitors are well lucky to see this content. So the floor is yours now. Please proceed with your presentation.
Don't scare our our listeners. So my job to make this topic easy for you. And yes, we will discuss one of the most interesting and challengeable topic around email marketer, because we will speak about us, about email marketers, and what skills should we have, and how to measure the success of our performance, because it is so hard, so many metrics of how you can do this. Hello again, everyone. By the way, I see all your messages, all your comments, so you can ask them anytime you want. I will try to keep you updated with answers. If it's something like big, I will give an answer at the very end. But yes, we can start. And before we start, just 2 words about myself that will explain why some slides is kind of complicated. Because of initially, I'm a developer. And developer is not very good marketers. And I would even say they're bad marketers. And I started my work in marketing technology and development about 20 years ago as a developer. And then we started to develop the software, SaaS products for marketers. And it was a moment when I became entrepreneur. It's not enough just to develop a thing. You also have to promote it. And as I work for marketers, I started to speak with, communicate with marketers, speak on the conferences, and doing a product for marketers. I became a marketer. So I have kind of transformation from developer to a marketer. But I'm still a developer. I still have a mathematical background. And during these 20 years, we created a lot of products, but all of them around the same, about communication with customers. So email service provider, market automation, email builder, and others. So it's a YesPo. You already know about YesPo. And also, I would like to focus today on a Stripo as a email template builder. It's a builder that helps you to create professional email fast without any technical skills. And this editor can be used as a standalone application, but also embedded into YesPo and into Retainer and into more than 200 different systems around the world. We have more than 1 million users. So we are pretty good in this industry, and during the 20 years I spoke with so many teams in all countries around the world, and I will share my ideas around us, around email marketers. Let me say us, even if I'm a developer. So first, what is our responsibility, what we are doing? And our role is easy to explain in 5R rule. Do you know what is a 5R rule? So it's sending the right message to the right people in the right moment of time, using the right channel in the right context, using the right language, using the right. So the number of R, which is right, only restricted by the fantasy of marketers who invented this rule. So 5R. But you can say, to be honest, and just rephrase this 5R rule into one single word. We do personalization. Really, we're doing communication, in very personalized way, because of to understand this right message is personalization. For you, for right person, is personalization. Time, personalization. Channel, personalization. So all the thing is around personalization. So it's the biggest trend around email marketing for all years. But what we do in our daily work, really, we're doing copywriting, we're doing designing, we code all the things to deploy. So we're creating emails, creating a message. We constantly think about the person we will send this message. But we write the text, we do design, and we write the code. It's our core task. But as I mentioned, we do much more than just creating emails, because we have to do segmentation. We do all kind of, like I mentioned, personalization, deployment, testing. Then we have to analyze our campaigns, do an experiments, because marketing is about experiments. We do strategic planning and then create again and do multilingual communication if you do this. So you need to do localization here. So this stage is execution. So first, certainly we create a message, but it's not enough. It's much bigger work, execution, when we have to do all our more generic routine work. But also we have to think about strategy. We have to understand our goals, split into objectives, choose the right strategy to reach the goal, and how we can do this. So we have to find the tactics for this. And then we have to understand how to measure this, choose the right metrics. And again, so many responsibilities, so many different things in different levels. But in bigger companies, for each of these tasks, you can have dedicated person or even dedicated team. So many different roles, so many different responsibilities. In some companies, you have a designer who constantly prepares some creatives. You have a coder who understands all the difference between Outlook or Gmail or Apple Mail and other email clients in mobile, how to code this to make very responsive email, how to write a text, how to deploy and do all automation in your system. Most of the big companies use 2 or even more systems. How to organize all your data into CDP, customer data platform, to unify profile, to do perfect segmentation, and to do all these kind of things. And it's on the execution level. So for each of them, you can have different person. And what skills this one generic, one big email marketer person have to have? A lot. I just try to write some of them. You need to understand how to write message. Certainly, because of you saying you're communicating, you have to know how to speak. and you have to present your data, present your text, which is a layout and just creative thinking. You have to be technical to write this in a code and understand the data, understanding how to connect your marketing automation platform or custom data platform like Yespo to your GA4 and doing some reporting. For some needs, you need to write a SQL, like SQL, SQL language to write to prepare some reports, to find some insights. And based on these insights, you should implement changes in your strategy. You have to understand how to automate this, because if you cannot write all the things constantly by hand, you should do A/B testing. You cannot want to read all the things. So many very initial skills. Really, it's much more. But if what is this person? What is university create such kind of marketers? Do you have a faculty of email marketer? I never heard about this. And if it would be, I don't know how long you have to learn all the things, like in a medical institution for 10 years or something. And the question, if you have so many things, who you have to be? Like me, technical guy, or like a good marketer, have to be creative, or have to be very high level mindset. So usually technical guy is not very good in creative stuff for marketing, from my experience. So how to measure? How to measure that he performs well if he's responsible for so many different things? And here I just prepared the most popular metrics and structured them into like 4 groups. Tactical metrics. Tactical is something that you can have from your sender without very deep integration. Usually it's campaign-based. Campaign-based, it means open rate, click rate, revenue per campaign, and head map of clicks, and you have everything around your campaign, even when you have for kind of understand the money and some attribution model, you understand. So it's a tactical. And tactical you can have in your level, it's internal sender level, or business level. Business level when you connect the revenue, when you connect the conversion on all levels. Well, it's not enough to understand open rate. It's important how the campaign impacts on the real purchases. So internal and external, tactical and strategical. Strategical, we don't look onto campaign. We look onto customer, on your contact, which is very different. We are not caring about open rate, but we care how many contacts in your database interact with your campaign. At least one campaign, how many of them read your emails or click on emails or do some action after reading emails. It's very important to understand that strategic metrics is around customer-centric and also can be time-related, which means not for now, but for months. How many contacts interact with our email during the April 2025? Or how many of them interacted in mobile application, on website, related purchasing of live store? So it's real omnichannel data based on our objections and target goals. And again, we can have them on internal level, sender level. How many people interact with your communication, and how much we can impact on the purchase activity. So what they did in your business is not necessarily purchase, but maybe visit your store or proceed in your loyalty program or some other stuff. How are they satisfied with your service, doing NPS, Net Promoter Score, or Customer Satisfaction Score, and others. So again, you have tactic and strategic. Tactic around campaign, strategic around customer, and internal and external. Internal around you can have directly from your message information and analytics from message level, and external you can get from his activity outside of channel, outside of email. So purchase history, or maybe download some document and some others. Okay, we have 4 groups, and most important to understand that campaign optimization doesn't work anymore because of open rate is not very good KPI, because of all this regulation and caching in Apple and Gmail, and because of a lot of bots who are trying to click on your links, and open email doesn't mean that he really read an email. And another, so transformation to customer journey optimization, customer centric, because we don't need us to create email campaign that have 100% open rate. We need to motivate our customer to move faster from very first like a contact acquisition base into a loyal customer. And our goal is to make it process it's his way from a newbie into loyal customer as fast as possible. It has to be short and fast. So interesting thing, if we would like when you hire a email marketer, and maybe your boss ask you about your performance indicators, they always say, okay, we hire you to improve customer lifetime value. We hire you to manage his life cycle. We hire you to increase revenue per user, per customer. That's good. But when you start to work, you can find that you measure it by open rates and clicks rates and subscribe rate and your database size and how many emails you send. Why it happened? It happened usually because of it's so easy to manage, and you can you can very easily to change these numbers. And if you have any bonus program for email marketer, it's easy to manage open rates. And all this customer lifetime value, it's a seasonal. You cannot, it's inactive. When you do some changes, you will see the impact maybe in 3 months. But it means that it's hard to manage now to understand how good he is. So if it's happened, if we hire for external strategic metrics and we measure for internal tactics, it's strange. And idea was it would be great if we have a map, and in this map we can show where we are at the moment in our email marketing journey, and say where we want to be, and understand the route. Because of one thing I hate is to write strategy about email marketing, because we can write, and I already had this experience when I prepared the huge report, more than 100 pages, with a strategy that company have to implement. And they started to implement, but so many things are changing. I am initially from Ukraine. I don't know, we built a strategy, and when the war started, all changes, all strategy have to be changed. Or maybe when you remember the COVID time, and all the Trump tariffs, they can change business completely. But map, still a map. We know where we want to be, and we have to understand where we are. And my like goal was it's good to have this map. And I think we found the framework to create such kind of map. It's an example of a map. We call it like ShuHaRI. ShuHaRI because it's from Japanese martial art. 3 level of understanding, 3 moments of implementing any big idea. But certainly everything starting from a data. I will explain in details. Data, because we cannot do any personalization without data. Because of the driver, the fuel of personalization is the data. And I split the data into 4 levels. First level is very basic. It's what we can have in our Excel spreadsheet and upload to the system. So we have a columns which have first name, last name, gender, his age, his position, or maybe some characteristic you have for your customer in a table. It's a very basic. It's static. It's not very often changing. Okay, maybe age is changing, but if you store like have a date of birth, yeah, it means that it's static. The gender, it's usually not changing. So pretty static basic data. You have them. The next level, you have like in channel communication, how many emails you opened last time, your last open date, your last click date, and the data you have from your CDP. The next level is even more complicated when you have a data about the customer purchases. Usually you have this data integrated with your CDPs. You can easily do in a YESPA. And the next level is any kind of data around your customer. Explicit or implicit, doesn't matter, but any kind of data. It's all your product feeds, you have his activity on social networks, you have his analytics, you have his session tracking, everything you have in the next level. So I split them, how easy we can get this data. Basic, spreadsheet, very easy. And the next, we have to do more integration and enrich our data profile. Data. But we use this data in different levels. And it's where we have a ShuHaRI concept. So Shu level is a very basic level. Shu means like follow the rule. Shu means just do what your like sensei said you to do. So never argue with him, just do what he say. So Shu level. The next level is a Ha level. When you have some new experience, when you have your own experience, and when you understand that okay, we have a rule, like we have to block somehow, or maybe protect yourself, or act in some way, but your leg is injured, or maybe it's a wet floor, or maybe there is some other condition, and you have to run because if he has a knife, and you didn't sleep very well this night. So you have your experience, you know what you can do, and you know the different way how you can act, even if it's not listed in the rule. So it means high level, break the rule. When you do something based on your experience, because of you already know how it works if you follow the real rule. So high level falls after the Shu level. Follow the rule, break the rule. And the next level is the real level, when you create your own rules, when you have your new experience and you organize it and structure in some way, and you understand better because of your know context, because of time is changing. So you create your new rule, is a real level, create a rule. So ShuHaRI, follow the rule, break the rule, and create the rule. And now we add most important scale here, which is money. And if people look into the money, we can see that in the Shu level, you can have most money you have. So Shu level. The next level, is a high level when you do experiments, when you try to test what works better, what doesn't work. And usually you don't have very good result here till you find something new and you can change the communication strategy or change a business, which is very important to understand. And that's why most of the companies only speaking about testing, but never do this, because of testing requires additional resource from you, more activity for less result, because of sometimes text, not necessarily test gives you better results. Sometimes it's just time consuming process for no result or even worse result. So it's very important to understand, because of here and a high level, when you're trying to implement, you can go up and down. We have a question: what metrics should I care most about different stages? Thank you for this question. I will try to answer to this later. And if we understand this curve of money on our ShuHaRI matrix, first we have to move fast. No overthinking, just implement best practices. Do as much as you can. It's not necessarily have to be perfect. Just do this. Implement very basic rules. Then automate everything you did and save the time to support what you already implemented, because if you get most money, you make it work without you, and then you will be ready for the next stage where you have to understand why it works and what you can change. You start to do experiments here. And the very last moment, when you understand the reason why something works and something doesn't work, when you understand through the communication process your customer, you can change the business, okay, you can change the communications where you have the biggest impact on your performance, because especially when you change something with the business, understanding your customers better. And their unlimited space to grow. So answering to Alexei's question around the metrics. So in the very beginning, you don't need to care about strategic metric. Till you implement all this SHU level, you need to understand that it works well. You need to have understand open rates and clicks rates, because if it's just a health indicator that everything is okay, you have to compare them, understanding that it's not become worse, that you're not in a spam folder, that you're not losing your subscription because you send the right message to them and they interact with this message and all processes good enough. Then you have to get data about the performance indicator, the target calls of per campaign, which is purchase, add more data into a system, into your reporting. You build a framework how you can measure result and implement as much as possible communication strategies. And only after that, you have to care about strategic stuff. So how it can be optimized around customer-centric. And only after that, you can measure lifetime value, because for lifetime value, you have to get a lot of data. And don't do this analysis till you implement basic best practices, so SHU level. So don't care about LTV till you do all SHU level stuff. If you don't send any message, it doesn't matter how changed your strategic key indicator. And when you're in a real level, it has to be something new. Something new you will understand later. But I think that all this are proxy metrics. It's just metrics you have to look on it, but never drive your marketer. I will give you an example, very easy example. If you will measure his KPI as open rate, he will send less emails for very loyal audience and he will have good open rate. We say, okay, but we don't have open railroad. We want to have more people who involved in our process. We say, we need more total open. And he will send more emails, more than enough. Just because of you send more emails, you have, if they're not in spam, you have more opens. But it doesn't mean that it's a strategic approach. You will have direct sales very fast, but can you keep this result for a long run? Not necessary. So I think the good idea here to focus on the time to implement some things which is in best practices in your must to have list. You have to prepare this list and follow how many things you have implemented during the period of time. In this case, if we understand that most of the money we have in a SHU level, just do SHU level as soon as possible. It means that in a different stage of your business, you have different metric to measure and start time to implement all the must have, all the best practices rules. When you do this, you have to do the following. I will try to share with you the list of must have you need to do for e-commerce. You start from the very basic. It's not even the first step. It's just preparation. You have to set up environment, all PKM, SPF, DMARC, postmasters, everything. If you don't know what is this, you can have these keywords and read about this. Maybe you knew its announcement this week from Outlook that starting from 1st of May, they will put all messages without authentication, means the key SPF and DMARC, into spam folder. At least Gmail does years ago. And it's a good changes in the politic. So authentication is requirement. You have to set up your environment. When you do this, you have to start with your SHU level from a basic stuff. Basic means you don't need very many data to implement basic stuff. Welcome series, seasonal, promotional, just a regular email to your database. You don't need to have all of this dynamic data just to send at least a weekly email to your customer to keep them informed about your business and to stay in contact and to say, oh, we are here, you can buy something, be proactive. And there are so many things you have to implement. Some event invitation you have, or gift promotion, holiday promotion for starting from high season, Black Friday, or then Cyber Monday, then before this is Halloween, Christmas, New Year, St. Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and now May, Labor Day, and then Father's Day. We had a Mother's Day last month. So many events you can use to give special promotions, some birthday, anniversaries, offers, and integrate with some triggers like a shipping order confirmation, some triggers, so many things you just must to do in the very basic level. The next level, when you add data based on the activity on the channel. So win-back campaign, when you lose attention, do some, maybe change the frequency and set the right message. I would recommend a very good book. It's Chad White. There are 2 volumes, book, email marketing rules. I really recommend this. If somebody in the chat can find it in Amazon and send the link to the chat, it would be great. So it has very good ideas for best marketing strategies you have to implement, just which email you must have. In a channel level, it's based on his activity on the email, re-engagement, pre-order announcement, and something. The next, when you know all this order history, you have to implement all the triggers around customer life cycle. There are so many things. including like a personalized product bundles, because if his loyalty programs, he has some points and maybe some limitation and deadline and others. Okay, we already have 35 minutes and I have about a lot of slides, so I will try to be faster. And we have a question from Anna. How can we understand that we are in the market with our email marketing? Does the Jesper have a statistic industries? Yeah. Thank you for your question. We have a pretty good blog with all the information and benchmarks and like articles, how-to articles and use cases where you can compare your business with your competitors and understanding that you really implemented all you have to implement. And if you want to know if your KPI the same as like normal one, and you like don't need to care about performance because if it's good enough. There is no such kind of benchmarks. You have to compare yourself with yourself months ago or yesterday and be better for your customers. There is only benchmark you have to care about, because of in general there is a 4% of revenue from email, at least for in e-commerce. Some have 50, but it's depending on a business model, even if you work in the same industry. And please, if you compare the shares from different channels, and email is 100% only because if you don't have other channels. It doesn't say that your email is good. It's just because of you were bad in other channels. So it's tricky question. And the right answer here is compare data with your data months ago and keep going, continuously improve. But before you improve, follow the basic rules, and you will have you will be in a good position. We have another question. What if I have started testing before fully implemented? Yeah, it's a very common situation. Trying to be perfect. You saw this, yes, and it means when you start optimize something before you implement the best practice, it means you're losing money right now, and you don't need to spend so much time to implement best practices. So you can do it in 1 month. You can implement everything, and I know companies that implemented only basic level data and trying to improve the monthly digest, they already send email to all active customers, and they're trying to play with the design, with the color of a button, with the structure of a header on the hero section on email, and they don't send abandoned cards. They don't send reactivation and win back emails. They don't do all the basic stuff. And trust me, from my experience, you will have the low level fruit when you implement best practice, and then start to make perfect campaign. And like it would never be perfect, to be honest. So Alexander, the question is, please don't do optimization earlier than you implemented best practices. How do I know when it's time to stop playing and start experimenting with the high level? It's easy. Just prepare the list of must-have items and implement this. After that, we have the next level. I will show you later. We have to minify time for support, all things you done. For example, you want to do like university email. Sometimes it's hard, you don't have enough data, and you don't have maybe some segmentation automation. You can do it like every, what is today, 8th of a month, like today. You celebrate birthday for everybody who have a birthday in April, and do it manually. And you spend 1 day, 1 hour to prepare these emails and find and agree with the offer you provide. But then you automate this and you don't spend time on this and it just works. If you have some triggers who have a conflict, so maybe it doesn't work or you don't have enough data, it also put your system like it builds all processes around emails. So you have a data, you have a report, you have a proper product feed, you have your purchase history, so you can implement abundant cards, abundant views, the price it changes for whole category. So it's like a product recommendation and loyalty tier, rate notification, shopping cart price, match offer, so many things you can implement. So when you have a list, when you have all check boxes, so done, I go to the another level, improve the support time, and then you're ready for experiments because of you was very busy to support all this machine of triggers and emails. Then you found you save a time for experiments, and you can use this time for testing. Because if you have a data for whole system and you understand what you can improve, you feel you can improve better. And here is a big area of improvement, how we can optimize the work. First is automate your routine. Everything you can automate, just do it. Here you need more technical guy here to find the right events in your system. So keep all possible data into your system, and very in accurate way. You have events, you can do segmentation, you can do automation. If you spend one, I don't know, day for preparing design of email, you need to organize them in the modules. If you create them the segments and always have to clean up the data, find the reason why you have the wrong data. Maybe you have to optimize the forms of the gathering data, or maybe fix some error in your system who prepares this data. When you have clear data, you can do more. Remove everything that doesn't work. If you implement something, but it has zero result, try to improve. It doesn't work, remove it. Just don't support something that doesn't work. It's kind of high level. I do this, but it doesn't work. What I'm doing wrong because of, I don't know, I'm just not good enough. Like, I don't know. I'm short and I cannot jump as high as is required for something. So here, it doesn't work for me. Understand why and remove everything that doesn't work. Minify connection in any kind of communication processes. If you every time ask for translator, for developer, for legal team, for something, find how you can minify this number of a connection. A lot of things, because of, you need to get the data from your data analytic to prepare a segment every time you send in campaign. Find a way how you can have this data updated in the system in real time. If deployment process is hard, if you do testing, to be honest, we almost out of time, and I have so many receipts how and secrets how to optimize the work. I will try to do it faster. So use templates and models in your design. It's what we do in Stripe a lot. You can read a lot. We have a lot of materials, and Stripe is embedded into YESPO. And YESPO, you can create modules, synchronized modules. So you don't need to update all your 40 triggers. If you want to add Christmas hat on your Christmas holiday emails on your triggers, you can use synchronized module. It means changing one place, replacing all other triggers. So modules is very important here. I don't want to stop it here now because we're out of time, but modules also can help you to implement complicated like question in email. It's art. We can speak about it for hours and days and weeks, how to create and manage them in all email clients. But if you did it once, try to reuse it again and find the way not spending a lot of time every campaign. And build solutions for these like ready to use advanced stuff for like gamification, email, puzzles, quiz, scratchers, polls, NPS, customer satisfaction, feedback forms. You can do very easily in Stripe and then send in Jesper. By the way, quick annotation, soon we will have all the stuff implemented inside the Jesper in an editor. Use some collaboration around email, how you adjust your confirmation approval process, where you discuss the design and what you can do without asking other person. Think about it, implement the right processes for commenting stuff, to have a early feedback from your work before you send them. And use in modules, like modules is very important to save a time for email creation. Use modules, use synchronized model, I already mentioned this. Use AI for generating templates and automate them all in the CDPs, what you can do with the Jesper. Use AI, we have a lot of different tools to help you with generating text, subject line, pre-header section, content block generation, and even whole email content generation, but it's different topic. I promise we will have a session around this, how you can write a prompt and have all email campaigns deployed in your system in one click and then just support it. So basic rules, and then you can test improving them. Here I have a process that describes what you have to do to automate your emails. And here it's not necessarily creating email. You have to think high level, so like a strategic level. So first we have to, it's, I can show some signs and have salute and something, sorry for that. It's not supposed to be here like this, but anyway, you can build like a strategy of your campaign. Send 4 emails in a different time for supporting webinars. Then we have to prepare the brief email, and for each brief, we can find the right design already created in your system as a modules and prepare ready to use email without spending 1 minute for this. I just want to say that it exists. We are working hard to make it very easy for you to use. So save a time. It's what we do as a tool, but you have to think how you can improve it in your processes. And integrate quality control. So how much time you spend for testing? How much you spend understanding that email looks good in Outlook and Gmail and Apple Mail, and from accessibility point of view, that all links works good. So you don't have breaking links, breaking images not like 5 megabytes, and if your images are locked by email client, it still looks good. Email still looks good and works. It's not necessary to be loaded because of your customer. Maybe doesn't have a connection when he open your email with internet, but he have to get your message. So integrate all quality control in your process. And change, I think the system role at the moment, it's what we're doing in Jesper now. The system role is changing. It was like a follow instruction. When you can prepare workflow and system follows exactly this workflow now, we have like a special block, one from many, where we have not very explicit logic that choose the right message, prepare the right message to send to the customer. And it constantly improves. It do the experiments. It choose the right message from the set of messages and creating new messages. So many different things. to reach the goal when you can set the right objective. I think it's the biggest transformation of the system. We are working every day to change the role of the system, but also the role of a marketer changed. So my idea, do the SHU level and then start move forward in all fronts to HA level and do experiments. So first, KPI have to be time to implement, then time you use to support all the stuff. When you optimize the time, you save the time for experiments, start to do experiments, understand what works better and why it works better. It means that you have to implement the loop, build, measure, learn every day. And here, new metrics came in a stage, which is how many experiments, how many ideas and hypotheses did we check? And prepare the plan for the new hypothesis. We have to check for the next period. And the role and metrics for your marketer to validate your ideas. Because when you have this additional knowledge, you can have more money on a real level, building new rules. It's a secret of successful journey in email marketing. And now the question, who we need, like technical guys or creative guy? And I think that in the very beginning, we need more technical guy skills because we just need to implement good enough, not perfect. But when we already have this, we need more creativity, more marketing mindset. And it's where we have to hire a high-skilled marketer that have to work together in one team. One know how to integrate and understanding all the secrets of HTML, AMP, automation, JSON, some, I don't know, requests. They understand what's the difference between GET and POST requests and how to integrate, I don't know, BigQuery into your CDP, like YesPo. So first, we need technical guy, fast implementation of all best practices. And then we need to creative guy, have to work together with him to perform your build, measure, learn cycle to get more knowledge about your customers and change your business and communication strategy. It is an idea. So role of email marketer is changed as well, starting from email marketer who send messages into retention marketing person who care about customer experience, about his journey from newbie to loyal customer. And optimization this is not only related on emails, it also relates on the business decision. So marketer unit should not be isolated. It's not something that just has, well, I don't know, $500 budget in a month and we forgot about, they're just working. They're doing something. No, they're part of your system and one of the most important part because of the care about retention, which is vitally important for any business. So takeaways. I'm almost done here. So start with the best practices. Optimize your workflow. And then use the saved time to continue learning and testing and do it constantly. And when you know what works, you have to implement it in your business, which means that email marketer have to be part of business unit, not only marketing unit, because of they impact on the most important part of your business. So that's it. And it's where I would like to stop for today and invite you to improve your processes with us together. You're welcome to try what we do for this in YesPo and Stripe. And we have another question from Maria. What if I don't have a marketing department because of my business is too small for that? Yeah, you're this person who do all the stuff as a one. And it means that every your action is important, is a time consuming. You don't need to do like any extra step, because if you have to care even not only about marketing, but all your business. Do the important step first. Best practices, just implement it. Read the book, email marketing tools, read our blogs and best practices, and just focus only on this. Don't care about how your email like stand out from others. Just do this. After that, you will optimize your flow. You will have your at least 4% of your revenue from email, and it's easy to do. Grow your contact base. You're not big one. You have only 100 customers. It's okay. Start with 100. But don't lose them, because of email is a retention. You spend so much money for acquisition, but what if you're losing your customers you have from acquisition? You have to keep them and make them repeatable buyers, make them loyal customers. Focus on implementing best practices. Anastasia, how do I know if something can be called an MVP, like a text, letter, or campaign? What are the minimum it need to have a quality as an MVP? Yes, very, very, very minimum is set up authentication process and do monthly email campaigns, so twice per monthly, weekly campaigns with your promotion or just updates about your business, and sometimes most of the e-commerce have 4 up to 50, but at least 4 emails per week. Just care about this, that you know that you have to prepare a campaign and send it every Tuesday, 11 a.m. And do it regularly. And then add more, also have email Thursday, so Tuesday and Thursday, and then Saturday. And when you optimize the process of creating this email, it would not be a very big work. After that, implementing all your triggers. That's it. Don't think that it's very hard. Usually, you can deploy all most important triggers in 1 week. Just set up them and keep them updated. MVP is your monthly, why I say monthly, your weekly newsletter is very, very, very MVP. So at least your customer knows that you're sending them emails, they understand you, you know that your system works, email like IP addresses and your domain is warm up, you don't lose in your customers. Then start to implement basic triggers, reactivation triggers, like transactional, notificational email, abandoned cards, abandoned views is very, very, very minimum. When you do this, you already have MVP. It means that you can ask agency and say, look, I already have everything. I have a data, I have a campaign, I have a contact base, it grows this fast, I need to grow it faster, and I have this churn rate, so how long you can leave a customer with you, and I want to improve this. You have a data, you can operate with this. It means that you have your MVP. MVP is minimal viable product. It's viable because if you communicate with your customers in a regular base and it works, it's your MVP. Margot, I never heard about ShuHaRI marketing before. Where it comes from? It comes from Aikido. It comes from Aikido because it was, I just did my Aikido classes and hear about this concept. And, you know, I constantly think about this map, how we can understand where we are. And my first idea was around the data, but it was not enough. I just realized that it's not enough. And then, okay, can we add ShuHaRI into the data? And it was like a aha moment and open eyes from me. And today I demonstrated how we can map the metrics and our roadmap of implementation and KPIs into these metrics. But we can do everything you can do around ML. And I love this concept. And I believe that we are first who invent this combination of using ShuHaRI for marketers. I'm proud of it, but most importantly, I love how it works, and it really explains why I have to do something better than others. And some of our customers, okay, please, I need true level triggers. And I understand they need basic stuff. And they understand they don't need to go forward for optimizing the monthly update or again monthly, weekly emails, newsletter, but do homework. And homework is Shu level. Is it okay to stay at Shu and don't? Yes. Is it okay to stay in Shu and don't step on the fuzzer level if it brings more money? If it doesn't bring more money, or Shu brings more money. Yes. If your marketing team, it's important to understand, if your marketing team doesn't have a power, permission to impact on your business, if the knowledge about your customer doesn't change anything, just don't go there. If you don't believe in a channel, just get low-level fruits and don't get all other very fruity, very juicy fruits on the top because of they are more close to the sun, because of it's harder to get them. But you can set up the structure when you can get these fruits easily, automatically, just get them. Otherwise, you know what happened with the apple if nobody gets this. Some birds will get this, or it will just fall down on the ground and crashed. The question, can we just use a low-level fruits? Yes, you can. If you don't have a stairs, if you don't have environment, if you don't have a time to care about the next level fruits. Go ahead. Do you have any ready-made process of something like that in Jesper? Oh yes, yeah, it's it's what Jesper does. Just try it. We have a pretty big template of things and ready to use workflow. And when we have easy connectors with all kind of data, you remember the data data bases and excuse me. Yes. Sorry, it's calling for some reason. We have a lot of presets, workflows, already prepared templates, articles how to create all connectors with different data sources. When you have all this data, you can set up your triggers very easily. You can just put your triggers and go live with them. Yes, try it. If you have any question, we have a support team that can help you to integrate your business and make all Shu level triggers very easily. Yeah, thank you all for questions. I'm always open for you. You have my LinkedIn and Facebook, and also you can connect our support team in Jespo and Stripe and ask any question. And we will not just answer a question, we will definitely help you to implement your ideas with Jespo, Stripe, Claspo, and other our products around email marketing. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. You was very good staying with us for 1 hour. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you and see you later.